What's up, guys? Welcome to today's class. Really excited to have you guys logging on. I see all of you guys in the chat. Thank you for being patient with me. Just really had to get one thing going. Actually, let me grab that thing. Here it is. So one of the things, let me pop to this camera real quick. One of the things that we do in these classes is I'm filming it for the YouTube channel and also our Facebook. So that means I have to record it. And if I don't have any free memory cards, then I can't record it. So that's the truth. That's why we're delayed. But now I've got the memory card and I'm going to finally format it. There it is, format. And we'll be ready to go. So if you guys are new to these classes, you've never seen one of these classes before, type new in the chat. I love seeing all of your little comments in here. Like the white hat today. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate that. Hopefully it doesn't blend into the background too much. Dawn from London, good to see you. Carmela, thank you so much. Good afternoon, Karen. Emily is new. Welcome to the show. Cindy's new. Sweet. We got all kinds of new people on here. Susan OG, good to see you. Tiffany, good to see you as well. I believe Tiffany posted on the FSE Now app this morning. Thank you for doing that. If you guys haven't updated your app yet, make sure you do that. Let me see. I'll show you guys a couple new things that are going on with that. Actually, let me pop over to the other camera real quick. Okay, so those of you guys that are not part of our app yet, yep, here's Tiffany's post right here. She got a TriRazor. Thank you for that as well. You can see our community where everybody posts all their work, their photos, everything. We built this app from the ground up. Super proud of it. We just launched a bunch of new features where you can actually go live and talk to people on there. They can chat back. You can ask questions about hair. You can share education if you want to do that as well. And you can just share your work if you want to on there. There's so many different things. You can follow each other. So we're really trying to build this community up. So I really beg you guys to create a profile on the app. It'll look like this. Once you create the profile, all of your, there we go, that's my profile. So all the images that you share, questions, videos that you share on there, all of it shows up within your profile. You can also now register for any or see any of our upcoming educational classes that are live. So you can go right there and you can put count me in on the class, and then it will remind you of the class before it goes live, and you can access it right through the app. So many very cool updates to the app. So make sure you go make a profile. If you already had one, go download the new version. The app keeps getting better and better, and I'd love for you guys to be a part of it. All right. Name of the app. The app is called FSE Now. If the OGs in the chat could just let every platform know exactly what it's called, FSE Now, so you can look it up on the App Store, that would be great. All right, let's see. And I can also show you guys right here. That's what the app looks like. So FSE Now, it's right there, and you can just go click it and download it. All right. That was cool. It switched to that camera. All right. So what are we going to do today? We're going to focus on concave layering into convex layering. I wanted to kind of double up that. This is really one of my all-time favorite haircuts I'm going to share with you guys today as well. So the outcome's pretty cool. And that's really it. So to section off the head, what I did was I go right below parietal ridge. So let me kind of focus in here. So right below parietal ridge, draw a U-shaped section, separate top and bottom. Then I go in and I separate front and back using a nice little square section here, right behind the ear, following that hairline down. And now I'm going to mimic and do the same thing on the opposite side. I use a braid just to keep everything nice and tight and out of the way. So we'll go right here, vertical section down. That hairline is really what you're trying to match up with. Oh, that got blurry. Zoom in and take off. You click off the autofocus. Otherwise, we'll be bouncing around all over the place. All right. So right here, separate front and back like that. You can see right here is our line down the hairline. I'll comb all that hair into the back and then comb this hair nice and tight and then braid it. This is the most you'll ever see me with my updo skills. I am a 3-strand braid. What is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at braiding or words. So, all right. So now we've got that U-shaped section, and then we got our front and back sectioned away. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to start sectioning the back, which is going to be a vertical line straight down center back. Kara just downloaded the app. Thank you so much. It's super cool. Can't wait to see what you post on there. All right. Vertical, straight down center back. Got my spray bottle. A couple more clips. Also, a little fun fact, if you guys have a question during the class, just type Q and put in your question. So a Q, the letter Q, then put in your question. That way I can see it on the screen and I know it is a question as I'm browsing through it. Right here, go down. There we go. Comb this hair over. So I got a vertical line straight down center back. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a slight diagonal forward line from occipital bone down to behind the ear. Just like that. Clean up that line a little bit. And I'll comb this hair over nice and tight. I'm going to use it soon, so I don't need to like twist it up, but I'll just clip it out of the way nice and tight. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So occipital bone down to behind the ear. I'll check for balance within that section. Nice and tight. Slide a clip up under, clip it away. So there is my sectioning. Straight down center back, occipital bone over. You've got this hair down here, then you got the hair above. This is what we're going to cut our concave layers into. And then we're going to go convex pretty much all the way up from that point. All right. So now, let me trade out my comb. I want to talk about concave layering for a second. I want to talk about the right and wrongs of concave layering. So you'll know if you're on the right side of the head, the correct side, I should say, the correct side of the head, if your elbow isn't in the way of the head. So let's say I want to cut concave layering. This side, my elbow is not in the way, so I work my way up just like this, right? If I'm on this side of the head and I go to do that same motion, now the head's in the way, I can't shift my elbow down to get the correct line. Concave layering is going to look like this. It's a scooped U-shaped motion within the line of the haircut, vertically, right? So this is concave. So we're going to go concave in the bottom into convex through the top. So it's going to look kind of like this. That's going to be the movement throughout the cut. So that's the line that we're working with. So I want to make sure that I have freedom at my elbow. So I'll turn the head here. I'll take vertical sections, and then my body position is going to be straight to the side of the head. I'm going to take this hair, bring it up, shift my elbow up, and then I'll follow and create that line, the concave line, right? Now, what do we want our shape to be horizontally? Because that's the other key factor in this cut. Do we want it to follow the round of the head this way? Or do we want it to kind of push the weight to the outside? Do we want it to be more squared in the back? I'm going to go with square today because I want to have those nice short layers, and I'm going to create a nice square line. Not going to follow the round of the head, not going to work my way into the round and come out this way. I'm going to bring everything straight back in the head, just like I'm in a box in the back, if that makes sense. I will also show you guys the angle, because when you look at hair and you're trying to figure out shape, go here. So when you're trying to figure out shape within a haircut, vertically, you can't see anything that I'm doing, right? So you can kind of tell that I'm going up and down, but you can't tell how much I'm going up and down. It just kind of looks the same. But you can see the shape when I go like this, right? So this is the horizontal line that we want to create. Do we want to create a square back, a straight line back into the head? Do we want to create a round line that follows the round of the head? Or do we want to create a triangular line where we pull the hair and bring everything back to this point and create a triangle, right? So that's the questions that you need to ask yourself. Now we know we want to do concave, but what do we want the perimeter or the shape within the haircut horizontally, what do we want that to look like? So those are the two questions. And then obviously the third question is going to be the length that you choose to make the hair. Right. So I'm going to bring everything out here, cut. Bring it here and cut. And everything's going to come to this point straight out from the head, creating that balance line in the back of the head. All right, let's go back to the front. Kind of an S shape, yes. Kind of an S shape. We can call this the S shape haircut. Let's see. Jody, been watching a while, but not an OG. I watch to better communicate with my stylist what I want. I love that. I think that that's like, some people get frustrated when people that aren't hairdressers are watching their stuff. I get kind of excited about it because I want, the better that people can communicate what they want, the easier our job is. Do I ever think anybody's going to get as good, like let's just say you haven't gone to hair school and you don't cut hair every day, you're not going to get as good as me at cutting hair. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to take the job of a professional that does it all the time. It's just not going to happen. Could you successfully kind of cut your hair to where maybe you're happy with it? Possibly. But if you go to a professional, they cut people's hair and they understand hair type and they work through it. So that's kind of the goal. And if you're looking for a hairdresser, a professional hairdresser, our app connects to a stylist locator. So go to stylistlocator.com, put in your zip code, and it'll bring up somebody that has a profile on our app, and you can reach out to them, message them through the app, and create an appointment. So that's kind of the goal here. So get inspired, know what you want, and then find a stylist on our stylist locator, and you'll be good to go. All right. So how do we cut these concave layers? I'm going to take a vertical section, just like this, straight down, center back. And I'm going to bring the hair out. Now, I've got a black shirt on. I understand. So watch my fingers. And I'm going to zoom in so that you guys can see even better. And the one thing you want to take into consideration when cutting concave layers is that you're going to be removing quite a bit of weight from the bottom part of the section. So just know that as you bring this hair up, I'm going to try to stay out of the way as much as possible. So I come here. I bring this hair up. I'm going to come out of the head and then shift my hand up like this. And then I'm going to cut short to long. Okay? Now I look at this layer length and I assess it and I see, does that the length that I desire? Is that the length that I want to then move forward to start my convex layering from? I think that that's a good length. I'm going to stick with that. And now I'm going to take a vertical section right next to that one. Now, how do we cut square in the back, or a balance line, like I like to call it? I like to bring that old previous section halfway to the new section. So I comb it halfway there, come out, and then shift my hand up, and I work short to long, just like that. Okay? Comb the hair down, cut that section in, take a third of it away. Don't take too much away because you want a strong guide. Grab some new hair. And remember, we're not following the round. I'm still pushing the hair away from me, like this. Halfway between the old section and the new section. cut short to long. Will the stylus locator work for finding stylists worldwide? Yes. We are every day adding new stylists from all over the world on the app, and the app is worldwide. All right. Here. And you get to create a profile on there as well. And it'll ask you about your hair type, and it'll match you with a stylist that likes to do your hair type because it matches up the different profiles and what stylists say they like to do and what you say your hair is. That's how it matches you guys up. All right. And then the last bit here in the corner is going to come back to me. Don't round the corner. So now I'm pulling because I don't want to push into the corner. I want to pull it back. There we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. My body position is going to stay exactly the same. So I'll take from the middle here. And I'll grab some new hair from the side here. And now I'm going to be pulling like this, pulling that guideline halfway to the new section. Take a third of that away. Grab the new hair. Meet in the middle. What is the difference between of the V cut versus the square cut? I'm not sure what a V cut is. So I don't know if I can answer that question. There we go, just staying balanced. And then the last bit in the corner here comes back. Now, we can go through and we can check pulling these both these corners back, and just make sure that they are balanced up. You can also check horizontally just like this. I'm just going to dust my line a little bit. Good. All right. Now we can move to these two sections up here. So I'm going to grab my clip out, comb this hair down. Yep, not bringing the hair to the center, bringing it straight back. You said V shape in the beginning. Not sure still. Maybe I don't even know what I was talking about. All right. So now I'm going to bring this section, so we let it down. I'm going to stand on the opposite side of the head. So this is the side where my elbow would hit the head, but now we're just working straight out, and I'm going to cut my line up. So we're going to start working from that concave line, which is here. So from this point now, we're going to start working convex around the head this way. really starting to build a rounder shape. That's really the goal here. Still going to go square with this shape in the back, and then we'll decide what we want to do on the sides. All right, I'm going to turn this a little bit so my shirt doesn't get in the way. So vertical section, still going to get in the way. Vertical section here. And all I need is the top side of that concave layer. So let some of this fall out. I'm going to bring this straight back. There's my guide. And I'm going to cut straight out from the head. So then it starts to bevel. That's where we start to build up weight. Grab a little bit of hair. Pulling the guideline towards the section, meet in the middle. Just like that. A little bit of new hair. Push it in. Pull. Just make sure you're going straight back from the head shape. So even though the head is starting to curve, my line is still coming straight back. And that'll start to push a little weight towards the front. Here. Last little bit. So I want you guys to see what happens now. Jody, you're correct. So here's what Jody's saying. And let me explain myself. So she's saying, I always preach, and she's from Canada, I always preach to comb hair to the guide side, not the other way around. That is true until about a year ago. So some of the videos that you watch are older than a year ago. And for a long time, I did preach that you always pull the hair to the guide, right? You don't move the guide. But then I learned. So this is so there's growth that happens with everyone, right? And unfortunately, some of my teaching and how I've educated for a long time lives on the internet forever, which is a good thing and sometimes a bad thing in the fact that some people learn. And then, so now I watch some of my old videos and I'm like, I wouldn't quite do it that way. I still had success in that way, so I don't mind sharing it. But now I'm teaching a little bit different. So I don't want to move my guide too much from where it lives, but no matter what, if you're pulling it somewhere, it's still a guide, right? So these are the thoughts that changed with me a little bit. So even though I would say to push hair to the guide, what would happen is, like, let's say I was cutting this square back, right? Same way, but instead, and we talked about this yesterday, instead, let me go over here. Sorry, focus. All right, so let's go like here. Let's do this. So this is exactly what I talked about yesterday. So if I were to take a guideline, let's say we're in the back of the head, right? Let me go here. Okay. So let's say here's our sectioning. We go from the occipital bone down. this was one thing, and we did it square, right? Let's just say here's the U-shaped section. So now I'm taking my vertical sections just like this. And let's number them. So let's say this is number 1, and then we go to 2, 3, 4, and then this is 2, 3, 4 on that side, right? Here's what the old way I thought about it. You would bring 2 to 1 and cut it, right? So then all of a sudden 2 is longer than 1. So now it gets a little bit longer. Then you bring 3 to 2, which is now longer than 1. Stay with me here. So now all of a sudden you're getting way longer as you work. Now that might be the result you're looking for, so that makes it correct. If that's not the result you're looking for more of a straight line in the back, more balanced line. Now I feel if I take 2 to 1.5, 3 to 2.5, and 4 to 3.5, and I bring that guide over, I'm just getting a more balanced line in the back because it's not as much over direction. It's half the over direction, so you get half the extra length on the end of the cut line. So in turn, when you look at the side of the head here, or let's just say in the back, when I look at this line, the first way, if I go 2 to 1, 3 to 2, 4 to 3, and I get that extra extreme length, now my square line horizontally kind of looks more like this, if that makes sense. So it gets longer, as opposed to if I go in halves, then my line looks a little more like this, right? It's just less length being pushed in an extreme way, so I get the line that I'm looking for. So that's the thought process. Okay. And in turn, when you look at our overhead, because that'll probably be the best way for you to see this, and we look at the line that we created horizontally, you can see how balanced that line is across. If I would have done it the other way, it would have been a little more extreme. Just would have had a little extra length. So, depends on what you're looking for, but just be aware of what you're creating the whole time. Yep. Your new way is much more accurate. Thank you, Jody. Appreciate it. That's what we do. Trying to get more accurate every day. And it's okay to admit that you didn't do it the right way before. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay. All right. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Now we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So still building that balanced line. There we go. Jess, I will try to do that. I'm actually working on a video series that will hopefully have that in it as well, kind of by itself. So, all right. Okay. So now, same thing, vertical sections, bring everything straight back, pulling my guide from the middle. You know what? I just realized that, like, I'm just going to make a black shirt that has a white box on it. Right there. That's going to be my new shirt for you guys. That way, I please you, and I don't have to wear a fully white shirt. How's that? All right. Continuing. Now I'm pushing that guide to the new section, cutting a line. Now you could do this in a longer version as well. These mannequins are a little shorter, so I tend to go a little shorter with the layers, but Lauren, that's hilarious because yeah, Doylestown is literally 10 miles down the road, and I'm from Illinois. So we switched lives. Straight back. And down. So the other thing I didn't really emphasize so much was the fact that my sectioning really allows me to do this haircut. Because if I didn't section at the hairline here, at this point, if I went into this hair at all and brought that hair back and cut it that short, I would have a much shorter kind of hole that would happen right here in the haircut. These two pieces are actually going to be disconnections until the end of the cut. So I think it's important to notice that I didn't go into that over top of the ear section so that I didn't end up with the hole. Okay, now we're going to break up the top. I'll show you the top here. I'm going to take it out. And then comb it forward. And we're going to break this up into 4 sections, 4 quadrants in the top. Just like that. I'll clip this side away. And really what I'm going to do is I'm going to split these in 2. So now I'll comb it towards me a little bit. And I'm going to split it at the high point of the head right here. And this is really just so I'm not working with so much hair in my hands. And there is another subsection. I'll clip this section away as well. All right. So grab this hair in my hands. I'm going to take a vertical parting through. And I'm going to bring this hair straight up, and I'm going to connect it to this back point, this back layer. I'm going to do that starting by over directing it back and then rounding it off, cutting a convex layer through. Jess, I'm always cutting hair. So Jess is asking if I was cutting hair before class. She probably sees hair on the floor. Always cutting hair. Always. All right. So out, and then we're going to draw the convex line around. So here, cut. Keep working around the head. So that is that. Now I'm going to take another vertical line. So here. And I'm bringing everything up. Straight up. So now what do I want to do? I want to grab that guide, pull it halfway to the new section. If you say convex layer, is that just a uniform layer? Pretty much, yeah. What kind of hairs we can suggest for this cut? Well, I mean, I would adjust this with all different types of hair types. So, I mean, you could fit this haircut on pretty much anybody, but you just would change it a little bit. And that's hard to say exactly what we would do. But yeah, like you would change it slightly. So let's just say, for instance, they have thick hair to medium hair, do it just like this. Fine hair, maybe I would not cut too much concave at the bottom. Probably wouldn't need to. It would feel collapsed already. And then I would just put these convex layers through the top. So now I got that cut, and I'm going to move into the front sections. Because what's going to happen, guys, this is what you're going to see, and you're probably seeing it now. I haven't really focused on the length at all. I have tons of layers through here. This is very shag-like at this point, and this is very thin down here. Once I blow it dry, smooth it out, I'm going to cut this bottom shorter. And then we'll have kind of a shaggy haircut look to it. So just be ready for that. I mean, if you think about, so I see people like trying to figure out concave, convex in the chat. If you think about concave is a line that caves in, right? So it caves in. So anytime you're scooping weight out, collapsing weight, it's concave. Convex is where it's either uniform or a curved line that shoots outwards, right? So that's a convex line, concave, convex, concave. So it's just think about it that way, and I think it should make sense for most people. All right. Sticking with our line across the top of the head, I'm going to cut, break this up a little bit, bring it up to me, and continue that convex shape through the top. Really got a time check because I have a client at 2 o'clock, guys. And I need to finish this. What time is it? Ah, we're good. We're good. Also, if you guys didn't know, we are live on Minerva Beauty's Facebook as well. Shout out to them for supporting these classes for so long, being so awesome. They are consistently supportive of free salon education and educating hairdressers out there. And I just can't thank them enough for being a part of our world and being one of our, longest standing supporters of the classes. So if you're looking for salon equipment and furniture, please go use my friends at minervabeauty.com. Okay. Couple more sections. Let's see if I can turn a little bit. Thank you, Lindsay. It's 1:30. Thanks, Lauren, for the date. There we go. Continuing that convex line, combing the hair with the round of the head. Uniform layers. Now here's the other thing. I'm bringing everything up. So we're still cutting a balanced line on the top of the head. Okay? Everything's coming up, straight up, cut. So what's that look like since I continue that line horizontally? What does that look like vertically? Vertically, it's going to collapse. Layers will collapse. It's getting skinny as it falls to the side. And then we've got our disconnect. All right, so same thing on the opposite side, and then we will start to blow dry, and then I'll do my dry detail work before we finish the cut. So split this at the high point. Same way as we did before. Comb the rest of this hair forward. Let's pretend she's real. Get that hair out of her face so she can see. And then continue through the back. Popular guy today on the phone calls. Oh, geez. It's okay. Didn't need that clip. You ever started this haircut from top to bottom? No, I haven't, but you could for sure. It's an interesting thought. I've started a bob from the top to bottom. That was fun. I always like to try to reverse engineer a haircut a little bit because it's always helps you learn it better if you have to think about it in different ways. Cool. You do a short quiff tutorial tomorrow. So I actually did a quiff tutorial not too long ago. So if you go on our channel, you could find it. It's one of my favorite cuts, actually. I think I said this was my favorite cut too, so now I'm just sounding like a liar, but I like all cuts. One of my favorite men's or women's short haircut. Do you have a video of cuts suggested face types or shape? Yeah, on the app. If you go on the app and you look at some of our Zoom replays, there's a Zoom replay section. There's a face shape class that we did with the virtual cutting club. That is where we break down celebrity face shapes and the cuts. That's a good one. Coming back to me. Cool. And now we're going to go through the top. Look at all them layers. I don't know how well you can see it, but it looks good. Pop of excitement. All right, so now vertically, take the hair straight down the center. And I'll bring it up and cut it. Hair's getting dry. Just rounding the head. Straight up. Parallel to the floor. Parallel to the ceiling. Thanks, Natalie. Appreciate that. All right. Started to think about lately that cutting hair while reading comments, running a camera, and now worrying about time limit, it's got to be a rare skill. I don't know. Or maybe it'll be the new skill everybody has. Not sure. Citronella? Is that your name? Citronella Martini? No way. That's that's not your name. It could be your name. It would be awesome. Or it's just a really creative Facebook name, but Citronella Martini. I want to say that makes me thirsty, but it sounds like it reminds me of mosquitoes in your martini. So straight up, not over. You could go over, it's just different. Straight up collapses the sides, gives me a more balanced line on the top of the head. So this would be like cutting square or balanced layers on the top, but a round, convex, vertical line. I guess more of a round shape. Yes, many skills going at once. I was trying to see if Citronella Martini is a real name. She's not at this point yet, or he. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have concluded the wet portion of the haircut. We let down the disconnects here so we can see the length. Now, obviously, the length here is going to be longer than the back. I'm not worried about the perimeter length right now because I'm going to cut into the perimeter length all over this cut. This is also a great shag type cut, the way that we did the top, to have a versatile fringe, something nice and light that would kind of part in the middle, so it would match up with current styles of today, but also you could go back and forth with it as well. So we're going to blow it dry, smooth it out, and then we'll start our cut. While I'm blowing it dry, we're going to play some music. I'll break in and out a little bit. I want you guys to have some fun, chat it up in the chat, get to know each other. Why don't you post, if you want, your Instagram. Now, don't get scammed. Understand that if you put yourself out there, there's weirdos out there. Be careful. But, you know, if you guys want to get to know each other, or just figure out what their name is and go find them on the FSE Now app, that would be even cooler if you do that, because then you guys could start building your friendships on there and chatting it up on there, because there's not enough activity yet. You guys got to get more active on there. Start posting, start asking questions on the app so that I can jump on there and answer them, and we can become a better community on there. All right. Let's do I think I'm just going to use some Neuro, Paul Mitchell Neuro. This is a blow dry primer. So let me focus. There you go. So heat control, blow dry primer, Neuro Prime. I like this product because it's nice and light, but it has that protectant from the heat. So that's always a good base product to have for your client. Sarah, thank you for downloading the app. I appreciate that. If you have the app, if you've downloaded the app, type download in the chat. I want to see that. I want to see who on here has the app and who I can yell at for not posting on there. I'm just kidding. Can we please have some insider info on what Brian and Danielle is doing this week? Yeah. So Brian is going to show you guys how to highlight a one-length haircut. I actually think that this is the pre-done for tomorrow. So bright around the face, showing you how to do that. And then Danielle is doing something with relaxed hair and highlighting, I think. We're doing some education on that. All right. So let's get this party started. I got 19 minutes till my client gets here, so time to get some blow drying going. And here we go.
Some you know and some you don't. Don't blame me for being suspicious, but I see you need something else than what you want. I wish you could see yourself just like I do. Maybe you would know by now I really liked you. I'm not missing you. I'm not full of myself, just like you. Some of it stays, some of it goes. Like a trend, you are a symbol of something no one ever will understand. I wish you could see yourself just like I do. Maybe you would know by now I really liked you. I'm not missing you. I'm not full of myself, just like you. I'd rather break my own thread, like a needle I stitch you up, just for you to tear it up again. I'm through. I'm not missing you. 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 I wish you could see yourself just like I do. Maybe you would know by now I really liked you. I'm not missing you. I'm not full of myself, just like you. I'd rather break my own thread, like a needle I stitch you up, just for you to tear it up again. I'm through. I'm not missing you. I'm not missing you.
that was a pretty good song. I don't know if you guys got some new tunes for you all. Let's see what this one is.
One look and I breathe. One touch feels skin deep. A picture perfect, underserving. Everything will probably go in and out of one thorn, and we break. Airborne as we face misconceptions, picture perfect, a balanced blend and some pretend. In and out. Get me through all the layers of you. Get me through. In and out.
All right. So super excited to get to the end result of this, just to show you guys. But the shape of this haircut is really fun. Just a little bit more ironing, and we'll be good to start dry cutting. Now, again, this could be a longer version. I went short with the layers on this based on the length of the doll, and I wanted to like really show off that shape, which you guys will be able to see really well in a sec. Good call, Jess. Get him to go leave a review. That would be awesome. I would really appreciate that. Plus, on the app, I'll be giving out randomly to people who post a lot that I can see their work and actually see, you know, just a verify approval that I think that they're super talented. You get a blue check mark by your name on the app. So then when people are searching for a stylist and they see somebody with a blue check mark, they will know. The only way I can do that is if you post your work a lot, for me to see where you're at with everything and that you're kind of working hard, and practicing a lot. That's what it's all about. So the blue check mark's not for popularity reasons on our app. It's for people that work hard. All right. Almost there. Just download the app. Thank you, Kathy. That's awesome. Chrissy's saying just posted first pics. That's right. Love it. Can't wait to see. So it's about, guys, now everybody go on and like Chrissy's picture. You can now double tap to like, so it'll be very familiar with you guys. Hi. I am live. Is my client here yet? He just pulled up? All right, cool. Well, I'm almost done. All right. So you guys will start to see this shape unfolding. I'm just got to cut the length a little bit, go in and do a little dry detail work. Clients here. So, sorry guys. I'll try not to rush too much, but you know how it is. So, I don't know if you guys noticed when I was about halfway done with the blow dry, I sprayed in hot off the press, which is a aerosol heat protectant by Paul Mitchell. I like that at about 80% dry, 75% dry, because it just adds a little extra protection and hold to the hair. So then when I go in with the rest of the blow dry and then the iron work, I get hold, but I also get the protection. So wish I knew my client. I'd just make him come in here, cut him in front of you guys, but I don't know who it is. The shape is cool. All right. It's a curvy cut. Gotta make that dough, yeah. For sure. Gotta make that dough. So I'm actually thinking about putting a fringe in this. You wouldn't have to, but technically I still got 6 minutes. All right, sorry, I do a lot of smoothing because I just want the hair to lay perfect before I start cutting into it. Cool. All right, so let's have some fun. Couple things I'm going to do. I'm going to put in a fringe. We're going to do a nice straight fringe across the front right here. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to lift up the hair into my comb. And you just really want to comb the hair kind of where it's going to fall. And then you can stamp it in. So let me zoom in a little bit. Reminds me of the 70s. Yeah, for sure. So here we go. Across. Lift the hair up. And then I can decide, I put it in the wide teeth of my comb, and I can kind of decide exactly where I want that fringe to be. I'm going to keep it out of her eyes so the internet doesn't get mad. I'm going to work my way across. I'm just using the tip of the scissor. I'm slightly lifting this section up, but not elevating it too high. So I don't want to cut it flat to the head, but I also don't want to cut it elevated too much either. And that starts the fringe. I'll continue working my way over. And then as I start to drop it, I'll just continue cutting a little bit. And that helps out with my line. There's that. And I continue over here. The fringe always dry cutting. Good question. I like to, if I'm cutting this fringe, like a more straight fringe, you could do it wet, but this technique tends to work for me. All right, so that's the beginning. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into some of these layers in the back, that convex shape. You can see it, how it kind of pops. I'm going to bring and take out just some of that weight right in this interior area. So right in here, I'll just come in, point cut through it. So out, there's my line. And I'm just going to soften it. I don't want to change it. I just want to soften. So again, just soften. So I'm bringing everything straight back just like I did, keeping a balanced line in the back. Don't want to change that. Just cutting through. That's that disconnect from the bottom. So I don't want to cut into that at this point. So just re-grab, cut. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my TriRazor, which is very fun to cut hair with. And I'm going to work my perimeter line. I'm also going to work just some of this hair in here. But I don't want to cut too much. Like, I don't want to go too crazy with the length, but I don't want it to look weak at the bottom either. But I still want it to look kind of shattered. So I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to pinch cut some of this through it. Pinch and cut. And you could always, fine tune it with a scissor if you want to, or you could cut it with a scissor. I just like the idea of being able to kind of come in and just pinch and cut. Then I'll come in here. This is the disconnect part. And I'm going to take my 25 texture side, and I'm just going to work from mid shaft to end and remove some of that weight from the disconnect. Same thing here. All right. Now, just gonna get the out. So the myth of a razor on dry hair collapse. Yeah. I like using a razor on dry hair. I don't use it a lot, and I wouldn't use it on damaged hair, but I wouldn't even cut damaged hair dry with a scissor. So, that's my opinion. Yes, my guest is waiting, but this guest isn't done. So, little spray wax. And then that is that. What do you guys think?
No. Pretty Caroline, stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dime. Serves this on her mind to count your blessings, 'cause it's telling fair. They'll put you down and leave you dead, don't make them scared. Yeah, it's the ugly truth. How they coming for you. Yeah, no. Don't you think you're better off where the neighbors don't stare? Maybe you're wanted, looking good for the movie screens, living in make-believe, hoping your wishes get granted. I know you never giving up unless it's real. A slippery slope, it's not enough to please you. Pretty Caroline, stone cold stunner. She was a winner,
right, guys, so thank you so much. Thanks for being a part of the class today. I got to run. It's been really fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is very similar to a shag. So those of you guys that are asking what's the difference between this and a shag, this is kind of a shag. So hope you guys enjoyed the class. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We got Brian at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time hanging out with you guys, sharing some hair color. He's going to show you guys how to color a one-length haircut. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy your day. Stay safe out there. And we'll see you guys tomorrow right here on Free Salon Education. Thanks.
This town ain't fair.